Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So I'm sorry. I know I've been gone a really long time. I got super sick and everything kind of just got put on hold. So I didn't have a fun vacation. I didn't go anywhere awesome. I was in bed from Friday until today. So don't get the stomach flu. Take good care of yourselves right now and take good care of each other. I'm sending everybody so much love, so much safety, so much good health. Thank you guys for being so patient with me while I've been away. And I am so happy to be back. I'm not 100% back yet. So I want to just ease in tonight so that I can kind of have a normal day tomorrow because I would love to get us, caught up on some things. So tonight I'm just going to keep this just one video and we'll do a collective message and I'll keep it a little more brief. And then tomorrow I will be in the members corner and get us caught up there. And then the rest of my time will be devoted to just all of our general area. And we still need to celebrate Father's Day because I completely missed the chance to do that. So we'll still be doing something like that. I'll let you guys know as the week progresses. I know the week progresses already Wednesday, but how have you guys been? I hope everybody's really good. Oh, Zona 133 Dawn, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to worry anybody. I did try to post some posts to let you guys know. I got an atrocious stomach flu and I had a fever for days. I haven't been able to eat. Today was my first meal. Yesterday I did crackers and that was a heroic celebratory moment. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not playing my tiny violin. I am fine. Trust me. There's way more important stuff going on than my little belly. But in any case, I'm really glad to be back. So shall we get to this? And I'll say hi to everybody at the end. Guys, I've missed you so much. You're so sweet. Lots of love. So what's our message from the universe on this? Because I feel like we just need to touch base with the collective. And this is very encouraging. The universe is sending out the message that says we can always change our stars. We can always change our circumstances. Do not feel powerless. We have the magician. That's really nice. As no matter how bogged down we feel, no matter how powerless we feel, no matter how we feel like things are out of our control, the universe says, no. You are made of stardust. You are made of magic. You create your timelines. You can change this. You can manifest the best, but it is important to think about the best. It is important to, envision it, to play it out in your head. What was I just recently listening to? Something where they were saying that some of our greatest minds, they would spend weeks thinking through like the plans for something that they wanted to engineer before starting the design, before attempting, a mock-up. And they would think through it in their minds first, and then already have problem solved all of the issues, and then come to the table like with the product or the layout, and it would work. And I feel like that's, a great way maybe to think about things like that. Carol, thank you, Angel. You're so generous. Thank you, love. This just feels like we have somebody who's being reminded that imagine the world that you want to walk through. Imagine the way your life you want it to shape. Yes, there will be blockages, but the universe says, let me take care of the karmic injustices. Do not go down the road of, I'm angry though, this isn't fair. I'm trying to manifest this and this is in my way. It says, what's in the way? Give it to me. I'm the higher power here. You are the let's put it this way. Let's say the universe is saying you're the visionary character. So if you're the visionary and you have this great vision, but when you tell certain people are like, oh, that's dumb. The universe is like, you didn't need their approval in the first place. Don't worry about somebody who says that's dumb. Don't let them be your stumbling block. Who are they to decide if your vision is dumb or not? It's your vision. So don't worry about them. Trust that that's something that voice doesn't even matter, in fact. And that can be dealt with elsewhere. Or somebody who throws up a roadblock on purpose, or somebody who's being a, big fat dumb head. It's okay. The universe will handle the big fat dumb heads. We just need to keep focusing on the positive of what we actually want. Interesting, the universe says, think a lot at night about the positive thing that you want. This is very specific, I think. This is it could be a feminine, but doesn't have to be, of course. But we do have a storyline so far where we keep seeing a feminine, possibly somebody with long, lovely hair, wavy hair. This could also just represent her thoughts are really like voluminous. She's got Vidal Sassoon thoughts. No, she could have like really a lot on her mind, a lot of beautiful ideas. And the universe is like, picturing a positive outcome in your life is going to be somehow like deeply healing and knit one's own like broken heart back together, or knit together, the little fractures of our soul. This is really important, especially when we're in a restful state, to not fill our minds with memories of those who've wronged us or the obstacles that face us in getting to our dreams, but rather to keep envisioning the positives and keep picturing giving the blockages or the people that are the big fat heads, give them to the universe to deal with, and say, all I have to deal with is the positive vision that I have, the beautiful outcome that I want to see, the one that's going to be, happy and healthy and clean and nice and, positive and fair and just for everyone. That's my vision, and that's all I have to worry about. That's what I'm creating. And it says when our character does it, even during times of rest, that's when the divine is really going to be able to help, like support this or receive it, or that's when the greatest healing is going to happen for our character. So, Anita, thank you so much. Jello ginger ale. I will keep that in mind. You guys are so awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Sam Juanita. You're so generous. We have the Knight of Swords upright. It also says she's going to have breakthroughs. You notice how her thoughts are creating this breakthrough in the cloud. Now, granted, the clouds are usually in our mind, right? But she's actually holding the like little magic wand that actually can take that, and find a solution. Her dress is covered in newsprint. She's riding now on the kind of like the wings of the divine, angelic energy there. She's going to find a solution to something that she really wants in her life that she's not been able to receive or have or create because of some admittedly unfair, disadvantage in her life. I don't know if we got a legal issue or a Libra who's in the way, or someone who's just been making trouble. We've got something about this big, huge city. This could be about distance. It could be about where she lives. If her big manifestation is, I want to live somewhere in the country, let's say, I want to live someplace green, but I live in a big city and I've got a lease and I don't know how I'm supposed to get out of this and blah, blah, blah. The universe is like, stop with telling me about how you got the lease. We know it. You know it. Let us worry about that. You keep manifesting what you want. Dream of, envision yourself there in this beautiful green place. You want to move someplace lovely. You've got this vision. Tell me all about it. Tell me what it looks like, especially at night. Tell the universe, and there's going to be this farmland, and there's going to be a river that runs through, and there's, and I want to have a ranch, and I want to have some geese, and, I love goose eggs, and I blah, blah, blah. She needs to go into great detail about all the stuff that she wants to have. And then the universe is like, that's going to expedite. Now I know what it is that you're looking for. Now there's going to be some solutions. Maybe all of a sudden she's going to find somebody to take over her lease in that big old dirty city. She's not going to have to live there anymore. She's going to be able to move sooner, or she's going to talk to somebody who happens to have a beautiful place and they need a ranch hand. And she's going to be able to move to that area without having a ton of extra money saved up, or, she'll find a job where she works on the property that she also wants to live on, and that pays her rent. Or, there's so many different ways to accomplish things. It just says that her dream is not really blocked after all. But the most imperative thing here is don't focus on the negative, only focus on what you want to have happen. We have got the star. It is sideways. I love this because it says she does not know that everyone has their dream, right? We all have the thing that we want to create. And there's lots of like-minded people who might want to do the exact same thing. So we have our wishes and our dreams and our goals. And when we gravitate toward the things that we're interested in, the things that we care about, that's when we kind of find ourselves like side by side, shoulder by shoulder, rowboat next to rowboat in the same big old, river, paddling alongside other people that are doing the same thing. And that sometimes is where we find more support in our dream, where we find, people that share our vision, or if she needs, like I said, if she's interested in going places, living someplace green, she needs to keep thinking about that. Maybe she needs to keep taking some drives out in the country, pull over at some farm stands, talk to people out there, meeting other people that are like, oh, yeah, we're out here driving around looking at farm stands too, because we want to move out here. And it's like, well, maybe we can get together and, whatever, cohabitate on a farm together. Who knows? I'm just throwing out different ideas and how you meet somebody else who has similar wishes, similar ideas. It's when you take positive action in the direction that you actually want to go. And then your dreams start to coincide maybe with other people who have dreams that are similar. We have the sun sideways. And it's like we get a little bit more clarity. And it's kind of encouraging. It's pretty happy that to see that there are ways to create solutions in life that are positive and bond with more positivity. And now look, all these cards are good and we only have one negative. Look at how much everything just shifted, right? All of this keeps saying, do not focus on the unfair and the unjust and the negative. Focus on a positive outcome and let that be the guiding light. Let that heal, let that direct, and let that consistent, like positive energy of here's how I want things to go. Here's how I care to make things, appear in my life. And I think that brings her into contact with others that maybe have the same mindset. And then that's really heartening. And now it feels like, wow, this almost feels effortless. It's kind of like how, if you're, this happens to me all the time. If I'm thinking about in the back of my mind, you know what, I really need to, we'll say, find a new perfect dog bed for Aries, but I really need to find one that's going to be, because he's very particular, by the way. When I first got him, I did not know just how particular he was going to be. And he was my first puppy I'd ever raised. I never had my own puppy. And he's just so different than any dog I've ever known. And, when you're like, okay, I got to find just the right one, because I can tell he doesn't like the other ones I bought for him in the beginning. And then, you start, because it's on your mind, that you meet other dog owners and you talk to them, and then pretty soon one tells you about the super edged one, because their dog likes to lay their head on the edge of the little puffy, and it needs to be kind of a firmer foam, not too squishy, and blah blah blah, not furry. And then you learn that, oh, there's actually like better quality ones out there, and what are they called, and where did you get one? And you find people, you bump into people because it's already in your mind, it's on your radar. And then you just kind of wind up finding the things that you're already thinking about. And I feel like we could call it manifestation, or maybe that's just the way our antenna goes up when we're paying attention to the thing that we actually want. Whereas if we pay attention more and more and more to the thing that is negative, that's what we're going to find more of, because that's what our antenna is, like sensing and picking up on first and foremost. So it could be as simple as that, but here we're going to call it manifestation. I kind of love the fact that we have a character who's getting some pretty solid like guidance here. But what is it that she's going to be manifesting? Four of Swords. So she does need to heal, and she does need to, I'm hearing that song, we got to get out of this place if it's the last thing we ever do. I got to get out of this place, girl. There's a better life for me and you. A 60s song. I can't think who sings it. It's a dude. With that Four of Swords, she's walking along the coastline, and it's like, I want to go someplace quieter. I really feel like there's this need for like nature and peace and healing, which, I mean, isn't that always true? More now than ever. We have the Hierophant upright. Definitely peace, healing, connecting with one's higher self, connecting with like truth, connecting. Look, our higher self is never going to tell us to go and create conflict. That's not what our higher self does. Our higher self does not cheer us on in, vulgar, anger and wrath and, you know, threats and stuff like that. That's not the higher self talking. I don't think it is. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's just in my opinion. That's how we know that's not our higher self. I mean, anytime I'm being petty Betty, I know, by the way, no disrespect to anybody whose name is Betty. Um, but when I'm in that mood, I know that's not my higher self. I know that's my hangry, you know, not very happy in the moment Kate, who is having a temper tantrum on the inside. And it's good to be able to do that self check and be like, okay, I am not at my best right now. I should probably sit down and shut up. This is not a good day to make decisions. I am in a mood. But this kind of feels like she wants very much to possibly not only find that spiritual like calm and to create healing, but to also like the Hierophant can be like this is we're seeing more of a shaman or a medicine woman. So this storyline, you notice we actually haven't had love anywhere in this story. This card can represent marriage, and this could be a story of somebody who wants to find like a wonderful partner, somebody they could fall deeply in love with. Sure, all of that could still be part of her, what she'd like, what her wishes and goals and dreams and happiness would be, and finding, like-minded people to share that with and living in the area she wants to live in. All of those things could still fit together. But I almost think that she's got a bigger life purpose right now that she's envisioning. Like she wants to do something that feels like it's I'm going to say, because of this shaman and because of this, this energy medicine woman here, I think that it's bigger than that. I think she's wanting to like find her truest potential. Nine of Cups in the reverse. I kind of think she's aware she could be somebody who could really help spiritually heal others when they're miserable. She maybe has understood the difference between like, because we got the card of healing that's come up twice. We had the Four of Swords twice, and now we've got this mystical healer, and we've got this sense of like, I don't feel good in myself. And I think when somebody feels really balanced and really calm and peaceful in themselves, they're able to maybe look at others and not like, judge them, but it might be very obvious to them when someone is ill at ease in themselves and they don't feel good enough in themselves, and then they lash out and they behave really badly. And it's like, wow, I get all that. That's the energy that needs to be healed. And if she's tapping into this and saying, how is it that I can help other people heal that energy in themselves? First, is there a way to do it? And I totally think she's recognizing that there is a way to do that. I think she's like drawn to either going to a place where she can, better do that herself, for herself, but also to help others. This feels like she's got like a bigger life purpose. And I think she's going to find a way to like apply that mentality, that thought process. Because I think this to me says she's seen a lot of people that are pretty unhappy, like as a whole. She can sense it, maybe because once upon a time she felt the same way, but she definitely is healing that in herself. I know this is a personal journey for her, I think, in this story, but I also think that this is somebody who's recognizing they can help other people who are still suffering that. Yeah, see, Three of Pentacles and the Empress. She's got a big life purpose, like something where she could really help the world. This is no small thing, but she's no small person. She's an Empress. And she put her finger, I think, on what her like gift is. Her gift is in being able to like shift energy to help not only herself, because she's already helped herself in this storyline, but she's learning that she could actually help shift the frequency on other people because she's identified the root cause. Root cause here is you're unhappy. You needed a personal accomplishment. If you don't have that, then you feel not good enough, and then everything falls apart from there. And then pretty soon everything feels unfair, when in fact, sometimes it's not that everything is unfair. It's that you have to first find an accomplishment and be proud of yourself. And I think I can help people do that or see that in themselves. I really feel like she could become like a really great counselor, mediator, like a world healer. She's got a big life purpose right now. She kind of knows it right out of the gate. But it's funny how her own personal journey is then like expanding. I'm thinking that's why we had these two cards sideways, the star and the sun. That makes a lot of sense to me. Um, Even the fact that we keep seeing her like with this, we got the little angel feathers floating down. I think more than ever, she's like awakening to the fact that, oh my God, I just healed something in me. Now I can see what healing needs to happen in others. Maybe she's meeting other people that kind of are seeing the same things. And it's like, wait a second, there's a way to like turn this around. It's through positive manifestation. It's through, helping people identify something more beautiful in themselves. It's helping change a frequency, a vibration. And oh my God, if we applied this on a grand scale, everybody could feel better. Everybody could benefit. This kind of looks like there's a big possibility of turning around some real negative energy. And this is at a big scale. She just put her finger on how to do it. Universe, do you have any other advice for her? This is beautiful. The Hermit. In no matter how much she wants to like help others, the universe is like, remember, there's a lot to be said for staying grounded and centered, because the other side of the pendulum can swing for her as well. We've watched her go through like this personal, journey and discovery, and she's got this kind of like this idea now, and this ability, I'll say, to really help change the frequency of kind of everything around herself, and improve things for not just herself but others. But the universe is like, here's the thing, that's going to be a lot of energy. You're going to have to go back and recharge. And if you only keep trying to expend your energy all the time external, you will get depleted, Empress. The Empress has to know when to go back to center. Empresses are usually good at it, but not necessarily, because they're the nurturers, they're the mothers, they're the life givers. But I wasn't lucky enough to have children in this life myself, but I do know all my friends, when they would be pregnant, like all the extra sleep that they needed, their body was building another baby, another human. And so they needed more nourishment. They needed more sleep, because on one hand, they were never stronger. On the other hand, they were, using so much of their energy. And I feel like in this storyline, the Hermit is like reminding our character, you got to first think about always keeping your own level of like groundedness, nourishment, rest, stay centered, stay true to what it is that you're manifesting. Don't get off track by getting sucked into, well, all I care about is, influencing everything around me. Ace of Swords, I don't think she's going to have too much trouble, but the universe is like, be very, very crystal clear. And it all goes back to that first card. Crystal clear. What is it that you want to manifest? Only think positive, only envision the positive outcome. That is going to need to be her, like, I think her guiding principle in this storyline. And we've got this white, I would say that's a white rose, but no, it's an anemone. I'm sorry. I had to look a little closer. It's got the little yellow center. There should be a pretty clear and pretty simplified thought process here, because the Ace of Swords is keep it clear at all times. What are you doing and why are you doing this? You want to improve the energy balance. Remember, she found a singular reason that things get all wonky when people don't feel good enough in themselves. So how can she help people feel better about themselves? Letting people know that they are important. I mean, it may start with something as simple as that. It sounds like an easy task, but I don't know. Sometimes the simplest action is the cleanest, the most like true, and the most nourishing. You know how like some of the simplest foods are the things that make us feel the best when we eat them, like, come on, chicken noodle soup. I personally don't really like noodle in mine, but still, chicken soup. There's a reason we all know that feels good, right? Because you boil the chicken, you get all the gelatin, you get all of the, the things that we don't necessarily always eat, you know, because you got the bones in there and you got the marrow oozing out. You got all these other nourishing elements. And we all know, God, you feel better when you eat chicken soup. And it's like, because you got extra basic foundational nutrition. And I think that maybe is a way to look at this. Get the basic, the truth, the simplest. And you know, what does every human need? They need to feel valuable. So let people know they're valuable. That may be all she needs to do to start changing vibrations, changing things. That's what she had to do for herself. Know that she's valuable. So helping other people to see that about themselves, not in a synthetic way, but like, you know, making eye contact, treating people like they're human, connecting to them, talking to them. Those things can make a really big change in a community, in one-on-one relationships, that ripples out, that builds bonds. I know, it just says keep it simple. Kind of nice. I thought this was going to be a totally different story. This was like, on one hand, very soothing, and this is a nice one for me to end on because I'm going to go put myself to bed. You guys, so good to see everybody. Deep blue night thoughts. I know. Chicken and vegetable soup with bread. That sounds amazing, by the way. That sounds amazing. Hey, Melissa. Great to see you. Rachel's Magic. I love that, Melissa. Yes. It is so important to know that we are valuable by default. Love that. Well said, love. Calmsy, thank you, honey. You're so sweet. Thank you. Ginger Montague, so glad to hang out with you tonight. I have missed you guys. Hi, Melly. I know, we're all wanting chicken soup now, huh? Travis Rose, night, night, sweetheart. I hope you get some good rest too, babe. Carol, thank you again. You're so generous. Zona, thank you for the hearts. Donnie Ford, good night, honey. Sleep good. Let me scroll back up to the top. Sunflowers, Moonflower, you were first in the house tonight. I never got to see Violet tonight, but I'm thinking of you, Violet. And EM. Sorry, guys. Carol, thank you again. Hi, Kins. Nikki O. Optimalt. Sagittarius, Leo, great to catch you. Hi, Jacob. Stevette, so glad you're here. Kiss JG, wonderful to see you. Erica, thank you, hun. Supernova 333, thank you. Yeah, much better. I'm feeling much better. Thank you, Ferrari 111. I'm so grateful to you, Carol and San Juanita. Thank you again. Miss Moody, hi, honey. Hi, Rannick. Thank you. Yeah, so much better. MDCC, shout out to you in Ireland. Thank you for being here. Good early morning to you. Melissa J, thank you. Yeah. All an illusion. Delighted to be back. You have no idea. Bodine Sherman, hi. Hi, Nanaki29. Thank you. Ken Ramey, awesome to see you too, hun. Pamela Tours Kerala, shout out to you in India. Are you in India now? That's wonderful. Andrea, hi, honey. I missed you guys too. I really did. You do not know how much. EM Bell, thank you, honey. Hi, MA. Delinda, hi, sweetheart. All right, you guys. Atala, hi, sweetie. I almost missed you there. All right, you guys. I will see you again tomorrow for sure. Legina Davis, Neandria Rini, thank you, love. I hear you, love. Aries is here. Ever evolving Alicia, thank you for being here. Brown Eyed Girl, 55 Diddly, thank you. Thank you, 55 Diddly. The Animals with Eric Burden, thank you so much. I couldn't remember who sang that. Oh, that's wonderful. Come see. I don't think so. I think Calmsy, don't throw away that song. I make that mistake all the time. I'll write something, I'll be like, this is rubbish, and I'll toss it. And sometimes if I find it again, the stuff that I toss turns out to be better than anything else that I held on to. So I hope that you do not toss it. And I love the fact that your subconscious mind has sensual things to say. You may look at that differently. My rule, and I'm not saying this is a good rule, but I'm saying my rule when I write anything is leave it alone for 3 days and then come back and read it, because it, for me, I take 3 days before I can forget what my train of thought was, so I can read it with fresh eyes like somebody else wrote it, and then I can evaluate it and be like, oh, this is rubbish. Or I can say, that's nice. And what you think might be too sensual right now might actually be just very poetic, very, so anyway, I'm just saying, don't I hope you don't give up or toss anything, because I bet you it's so much better than what you think it is. MDCC, I love that. Petty Betty, Perfect Peter, Sulky Sue, and Negative Nancy. I know those did become little like phrases, didn't they? Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna bounce on out of here. Do you want to say hi, Aries? Yeah, My Aries is here. Good boy. Did you have a good nap? Yeah, good nap. All right, you guys. Aries is here. He has been unbelievably good during this illness. He just sleeps with me all day. It's like, okay, mom's sick. I guess this is what Aries does now, too. He lays there, he goes, because he's not happy about it, but he's like, I have to stay on her feet. I mean, that's what my job is. I'm the heater. It was very sweet. As a rule, I don't like people around me when I'm sick, like humans, because they always want to help you. And I just want to lay down and just not talk. But he doesn't talk. And so he just comes in and he noses me once in a while, checks on me, and or lays at my feet or lays beside the bed. And it was like, wow, he's such a good little nursemaid. Healers are. There's such, I mean, I know all dogs are so intuitive and so gentle, but I got really, really lucky with such a special dog. Lori, great to see you, honey. Melissa, I am so very sorry. I'm so sorry to hear about your brother. I'm sending you and your family so much love, so much support right now. I hope you guys have a lot of really beautiful memories of him. I'm sorry for your loss. Brele, thank you for being here. Hi, Chelsea. Arredondo, excuse me. Thank you for being here. It's really good to be back. All right, you guys. Aries calls to me now. He's got to go out one more time before we can say goodnight. Oh, Science Servant, say hello to your floor. For on behalf of Aries, of course. Black Moon Majesty. I know, right? Aries is a healer, and he's a healer. That's actually one of my favorite John Lee Hooker songs, too. The Healer. Well, album. Smarter Child 420. Steve Stano. Thank you, guys. I missed you too, Smarter Child 420. All right, you guys. Good night, RS. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. I'm coming.